I want to talk to you about rushing things, because so many conversations I have are around the speed at which you do things. And I know I always say you have to be so coachable to work with me, but that never means that you have to go at breakneck speed. Because if you came to me and you, say for instance, had an existing business and you said, in the next 12 months, I want to turn over 7 figures, and that was a big jump for you, my response would be, great, we can of course do that. You can always move the energy there. But what are you going to sacrifice in the meantime? Are you going to literally give yourself over to that? Or is it doable? If it's doable without burning out, without overwhelm, without literally losing your life in the process, great. But if it's the opposite, if you are going to lose yourself, no amount of rushing to get to the goal is worth it. So you can't rush a birth, especially in our business. Like, we know that in life, although, gosh, for those of us that have had babies, we so try at the end. But you can't pull the flower out too soon. And sometimes the very hardest place to be anywhere is to live in the question. And I just want you to really anchor in the fact that no matter where you are at right now, you belong there. And I always try and reiterate to anyone that works with me is your chapter 2 might be somebody's chapter 10, or your chapter 21 might be someone else's chapter 5 or 6. We are all at different stages. We are all learning and growing at different rates. And you can only be exactly where you're at any given moment, but you belong there. I want you to know that trust you are always exactly where you're meant to be. And that's when we get into this path of and space of surrendering. And it's when we surrender, when we literally say, you know what? If something's not happening, maybe that the energy feels really forced and we want something to hurry up and we just cannot make it. It's when you get to that point where you just trust you are exactly where you're meant to be. When you get to that surrender point, that's when everything feels effortless. That's when everything feels easy. That's when you get into such flow that you banish the overwhelm, that you get there in your own trajectory, you get there in your own time, and you trust that's what's meant to be. Because it's never about the money, but people make it about the money. They make it about time as well, time and money, but it's never actually about the money. It's never actually about the time. The money and the time are never going to be the reasons you don't get there. It's your mindset. It's not the money and having more time that's going to make you feel fulfilled at the end of it. It's what happens to you on the way. So this is a really quick check-in with you today. I just want you to take these things where you can't rush a birth. You cannot pull the flower out too soon. And no matter where you are, you belong there. I want you to know that you belong there. And wherever you are, where it feels uncomfortable, whether it feels like things just aren't moving fast enough, trust that is exactly where you need to be. But sometimes the hardest part is to live in the question. But it's living in the question that gets us being so curious, gets us looking deeper. So I hope that was useful. I love your thoughts, comments, questions. Leave one below, and I will see you again on the next video.